Hi, Adrian. Welcome to the hashtag Protect Accent interview. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hey, Goody, it's great to see you. Yeah, my name's Adrian Whelan. I'm head of regulation for Brown Brothers Harriman. We're a global bank. But more importantly, I'm happy to be brand ambassador for the Protect Accent campaign. And it's great to be here for the interview this morning.
Thank you, Adrian. And can I just say, you do a fantastic job as a brand ambassador for the campaign, and we're so delighted to have you on the team. Thank you so much.
You're far too kind.
Our topic today is focused around corporate social responsibility and how that ties in with accent. So let's just jump in there. Can you please explain what is corporate social responsibility and give some examples as well?
Sure, yeah. So corporate social responsibility is how a company operates and facilitates a better society. So historically, companies were viewed as successful if they were profitable or they more customers or products. Increasingly, across the board, companies now are judged by more than that. So again, corporate social responsibility is how they impact and interact with society. So that includes their own employees, their community that they're surrounding in. It could include the environment, a number of things, but basically they're being weighed and measured now, not just on profitability, profit and loss and balance sheets, but again, are they making society as a whole better or worse? Again, on examples and how it leads to accent bias. That's interesting as well, okay? So again, companies have to be seen to be inclusive. They also have to be seen to be engaged with their own community. So examples beyond, say, philanthropy and charitable contributions and volunteers, they have to see that they do interact and aid their local communities, okay? The easiest way to have CSR linked to accents is that have you employed people directly from a community that you serve and that are in? Have you actively looked to access a talent pool from lower socioeconomic backgrounds? A lot of the time, a lot of the studies and a lot of the metrics show that it's harder to access employment because you have a heavy accent which may be linked to being from a certain background. Companies need to consciously think about this. They need to want to access this talent pool. They need to educate their own staff to think that this inclusion agenda is important. And they basically need to get over this accent-based bias, which again, the metrics and empirical evidence show us exists still.
I'm quite glad that you have identified that companies need to do more to be representative of this community that they are based in, because that links us to the next question. We have evidence that shows that accent is linked to unemployment, is linked to poverty. What more can organizations do to alleviate poverty in their host communities?
Yeah, so again, accents are linked with strong accents are normally linked with certain communities, such as immigrant communities or sometimes socioeconomic deprived communities, okay? So if you draw that direct correlation, then how can a company actually help that segment of society if that is one of their goals, which most companies now are saying it is? It goes back to that access to talent pools that previously were dismissed. You need to consciously make an effort to say, we want the best candidates, but when we get a pool of candidates before us, let's give them a chance at least. Let's consciously think about having what they call a balanced slate, so that we are within, if we've got a role and we've got 10 candidates, that we consider that some of the local community, or if it's beyond where your physical location is, socioeconomic groupings are considered in the talent pool. If they can get to the table, that's the opportunity that, again, we're talking about. It's not that they'll definitely get the job, but at least they'll get to the table and get the opportunity. And I think That's not just a right-on societal goal. That will result in better business for the companies.
Thank you very much for that. We are in a current pandemic situation. We have uncertainties everywhere. Companies are either struggling to stay open or shutting down, and the jobs market is going to get tougher. How can organizations ensure that heavily accented people, who are often found, by the ways, at the lower spectrum of the socioeconomic class, how can organizations ensure that they play on a level field in the jobs market?
Yeah, so I think what the pandemic showed, we are in a tough economy, okay? Absolutely, that's correct. But what it's shown is that things are changing and have changed. And I think it builds on my previous point. There's skills, resiliency, ability to change, characteristics like loyalty to the firm. You know, if companies do access this talent pool that hasn't been fully accessed before, I'm convinced, and again, there are proof points to show that people in lower socioeconomic groups do think differently, naturally. They're not part of the regular system, okay? But the companies need to commit to this now. And again, there is a war on talent. People are really looking for the best people to come forward. And if you are actually naturally in your processes dismissing a large sway of talent, then that's bad business. So what I would say and urge is that people really do consciously consider the talent pool that they're looking to access. Aid their own staff to remove these biases if they exist. Really empower them to get over this accent-based bias, because it continues to be an issue just in general society, and it continues to be an issue that stops companies accessing the very best, diverse, inclusive talent.
Thank you very much, Adrian. It's been a wonderful interview, and I've been able to gain many insights. Thank you for coming to the interview. And on
Thanks.
this note, I'll wrap up the interview. Bye for now. Bye.